You might have heard me talk about 5-amino-1-MQ and how it inhibits NNMT and why that is so exciting when it comes to body composition, weight loss, muscle preservation, longevity, and indeed just healthy aging. So in this recording, I want to go in and tell you what it does, but I want to take a bit of a deeper dive into how it does so many things by doing one thing. So 5-amino-1-MQ inhibits NNMT. NNMT is nicotinamide methyltransferase. It's an enzyme and it does a slew of things. When NNMT is elevated, it acts as a brake on your metabolism on a cellular level. And NNMT increases or is elevated with obese people, type 2 diabetes, and it increases as we age. And that can show up with muscle loss, inflammation, and the frustration, seemingly inability to lose weight. How? So inhibit NNMT. So what is the problem with that? Well, NNMT uses nicotinamide. And nicotinamide is used to make NAD. Now, NAD is all the rage right now, the supplements and also the IVs for just reason. So NAD is like the molecule of longevity and ultimate aging. It's profound. Because NNMT uses nicotinamide for its own purposes, it means you make less NAD. Well, if you make less NAD, that is going to make your metabolism sluggish, so you're going to be burning calories at a lower rate. It's going to cause a level of mitochondrial dysfunction. Your mitochondria is like your battery, and if your battery is sluggish, then you're sluggish, and so that causes fatigue. And I don't just mean tired, but I mean everything's going slowly. You're tired, but you're tired on a cellular level. So metabolism, your weight loss is just slowed down. There's a level of fatigue. Now, what else does it do? So NNMT, with regards to the fat cell, it's very active with white adipose tissue and especially visceral fat. So that's the fat that wraps around your organs and in the midsection. And it makes the fat cells resistant to lipolysis. Now, anybody that's done any of my 6 programs knows about lipolysis, because I've been beating people around the head about lipolysis for the last 20 years. I wrote a book on it. So lipolysis, if you don't know, and I don't know why you don't know, I don't know why more people don't talk about it, but lipolysis, lipo, less fat, is your fat, your body fat is in storage. It's in its storage fat cell. Well, if you want to get rid of that fat has to get out of its storage site and into the blood. And once it's in the blood, hopefully it's used for fuel. So what lipolysis is, it's the liberation of the fat from its storage site into the blood. So however you choose to lose weight, we have to agree that the fat has to leave its storage site and get into the blood, right? It's step 1. Literally, I've done 6 different programs on this. Well, if NNMT makes the cells resistant to lipolysis, resistant to the fat actually leaving its storage site and getting into the blood, then yeah, weight loss is going to be difficult no matter how you're trying to do it. So that is a problem. And then we look at NNMT as with regards to gene expression. So NNMT in an elevated state is going to affect detoxification. It's going to hormone regulation, and it's going to blunt, elevated NNMT is going to blunt the muscle building signals. So it's going to make it harder to build muscle, and it's going to make it harder to preserve muscle because the muscle building signals are being blunted. Now, I've been training my whole life, and I still train pretty hard, and I eat really pretty well, and I would like those pathways to be pretty squeaky clean. I'd like to be rewarded somewhat for my hard work. And this is the frustration I hear a lot as people get older. They're not getting the results from the training. The body fat is harder to lose. Maybe inflammation markers show up. And a lot of this comes from elevated NNMT. So if you block NNMT, which 5-amino-1-MQ does, that's why when you look up benefits of NNMT, it reads like it's kind of unbelievable. It's like, oh yeah, this can't be right because it does so many different things. But it does that by just blocking NNMT. That's how powerful NNMT is, and that's why it's a problem when it becomes elevated with age. So it's not so hard to believe all the benefits of NNMT if you understand, that it does all these great things by just doing this one thing. So this is the thing: NNMT elevated with extra weight, type 2 diabetes, and as we get older. So again, like I said, there's a slew of benefits of NNMT, so 5-amino, which go way beyond body composition. But if body composition is your gig, and especially if you're in your 40s, 50s, or above, and now we're fighting, we've got some obstacles in our way, then what this does for me, my belief, is it just optimizes the pathways that were already there. It makes us more responsive. It makes it easier to build muscle. It optimizes the pathways that were already there. So it increases fat mobilization, fat oxidation, makes it easier to lose weight, inhibits lipogenesis. So that was lipolysis, the release of fat, but lipogenesis is the creation of new fat. And if it inhibits lipogenesis, even in a calorie surplus, which personally I feel like I've proved several times every year for 3 years, that's kind of mind-blowing. And again, the biggest hook for me was the preservation of muscle. If I'm going to be training really hard and eating pretty well, I kind of want to be rewarded for that. So 5-amino-1-MQ, if you're watching this, you probably already know about 5-MeQ, but I don't see many people explaining the actual reason why it works so well, what NNMT does, and why it can be so problematic as we age. So my website for it, www.the5amino.com. Go check it out.